mission to build and better develop a better society through communication projects. Picking Point has confirmed its role, significance, and influence not only for students and participants, but also for society as a whole after the success of its first three seasons. Picking Point fourth season will feature a larger, more attractive, and magnificent playground, along with a professional organizing team, exciting new features through a new topic, Vietnamese traditional performing arts. To better prepare Picking Point contestants for the competitions, we have prepared the workshops IMC campaign. In this training section, we will provide you insight on how to an overview about research for IMC plan and to be equipped with practical tools for insight mining in order to come up with an optimal big idea, specifically Vietnamese traditional performing arts, and accomplish the objectives of the campaign. There will be four main parts in this sections. For the first part, we will be listening to the guest speakers sharing about client brief to creative brief. The second part, we would discuss about strategy to creative idea. The third part will provide us information about creative idea to executions plan. And for the last part of the training program, there will be Q&A section, so make sure to note down your questions and type them in chat box. Our company aids in today's training section. Please welcome Ms. Iris Nguyen. Miss Irish wear many hats in the world of marketing and communications. By day, she's the creative lead for Mango Digital and Fanscom at UNET Group. She also shares her expertise at the Marketing Communications lecture at UEH. But Irish passion extends beyond the classroom. She is the founder and educator at Hyphen Marketing, empowering others with marketing knowledge. Get ready for an inspiring talk from the multi-faced marketing guru. Now, please have a warm welcome to Miss Irish, who will be sharing her thoughts and giving you helpful information to help you further developing your campaign. Please note in mind that while our speaker is sharing, feel free to type any questions that you have in the chat box, and we will answer them in the Q&A section. Miss Irish, I believe our candidates are all eager to hear from you, so may you begin?
Okay, hello everyone. How are you today? Thank you, Picking Point and the Rmit team to help me for this training day. And I think when I went through all of the assignments, the work that you submitted to the competition, I found out that maybe you guys need some help. But first of all, let me congratulations all of the teams here who were selected to the next round. Okay. And here is some information about my background, working experience, and education background or academic background. So you guys can have the relevant questions for me in the Q&A section. Okay, so during the training section today, if you have any questions or any concerns or any discussion you want to raise up, please leave a message on the chat box, okay? Or you just turn on the microphone and we need to discuss. Okay, so we shared the agenda today includes okay, next slide. Okay, we will go through the three main parts today. Number one, from the client brief to creative brief. Okay, so let me go through some key findings that I found out from your work in the first round of the competition, and some mistakes that I think most of the team has made, right? And number two, the second part, we will discuss about the strategy to the creative idea, how to judge a good strategy, and what makes a strategy the good one, and what makes an idea a good idea. So we will discuss about some formula and some like guidelines for you to get it clearer. And last but not least, execution is always important in an IMC plan. So we will have some key points about how to flesh out your ideas to the executional deployment plan. Okay. So now let me start with the first part. Next slide. Okay. So let me remind you a little bit about the first round brief in the competition, right? Maybe all of you guys here, the 30 team who were selected to the second round, we like cannot forget the brief, right, that we received. So let's have some key point. What is the key challenge of the client brief given to all of you guys? And what makes the client brief become the creative brief, which is the road open to the creative idea or the strategic approach. Okay, next. And so we have some misunderstanding here that we need to clarify. I had a look at all of your work, and some of the teams, most of the teams, you guys like could hardly tell the difference between the business objective, the marketing objective, and the communication objective in an IMC plan. So today we try to tell the differentiation between three definitions here, and I think that like we can get it easier to tell the difference between the three key objectives that is always included in our IMC plan. Okay, so anyone here who remember what is the key business idea or the key business objective of the brief in the first round of competition? Okay, leave your comments on the chat so I can see your answer. Okay. According to the brief in the first round, right, in our competition. So what is the business objective? We have very clear challenge about the cultural shift, right, in user demand of performance, right? So is that the business objective? Okay, just leave the comment here. Anyone here who says the brief we got from the first round includes some business objective? If you think yes, please leave a comment on the chat group. If you don't think so, please comment no. Okay? Do we have any business objective in the brief from the first round of our competition? Okay, let me see your comments. Yes or no? Any ideas? Let me see. Any of your ideas here? No, I couldn't see any comments on the meeting chat. Is there any business objective, you guys? Come on, wake up. Okay. I think no. Okay. Someone said, I think no. Any ideas? Any ideas? Any else? Okay, so someone say yes. Yes, I found out some business objective here. Okay. So let us clarify what is the business objective, and then what is the marketing objective, and what is the communication objective. Next slide, please. So some of you guys here, we think like business objective will include the numbers, the sales driven result. But to sum up, when we face a brief, a communication or marketing communication brief, it always includes some business objective. But in this case, that business objective could be translated in another way. That's the cultural movement and the shape in behaviors and the perception of the user towards performance acts. So we have the definition here. What makes a business objective? That is the long-term goals that can last for at least 3 years or even more. Like you can see revenue, like market share, sales-driven metrics, or some society impact or cultural move. Why we say some society impact or cultural move is the business objective? Because as we can see, the organization behind or the sponsor behind the competition or behind the brief, who are they? This is the big organization, right? So as you can see, they have some business challenge, like how to engage to more users. They have some more like cultural purpose or cultural move or cultural objective. But to sum up, that's the most like design business objective from this organization. So we include some business outcome here, like the market share. When you reach more audience among Gen Z or among the youth towards the performance arts, that's the to enlarge the market share. The market share here is the pool of audience that get engaged to the performance acts. So this is like the hidden business objective. Okay, so that's the related to the marketing objective below. As you can see, marketing objective will reflect the midterm goals that help answer the business outcome. For example, in this case, we have the business outcome to extend the market share, to extend the audience scale towards the performance acts, which is tuồng chèo or múa rối nước. And then we can translate this business outcome or business objective to marketing outcome. And the marketing outcome will reflect the midterm goals to answer the business outcome. That can last for 1 year at least, okay? And we can tell that the marketing outcome is something like the point is the source of role. Who is the potential audience of tuồng, of chèo, or múa rối nước, okay? So that's the marketing objective. So you can see the difference between business objective and marketing objective. Business objective is more related to a numbers, a specific numbers. That's the growth of the sale, of the market share, or even the society impact or cultural move. But the marketing outcome is more clear and more specific than business outcome. Like to achieve the business outcome for during 3 years or more, we will achieve the marketing outcome every single year. And every single year, goals are reflected in source of growth, brand growth objective, or customer retention, or customer demand. So this is the key difference, okay? So when we have a clear understanding about business and marketing objective, we will cascade to the problem statement in communication language. So this is the most important part of the creative work or the proposal that you guys submitted in the competition, okay? And so what is the key point that makes communication objective clearer or more specific? Is the measurable, okay? That's the very first and very important criteria to define a good communication objective. In some of the proposal you guys submitted, I found out that there are a few teams who were very good at defining communication objectives. For example, they are pretty clear about how to what to achieve at the end of the campaigns. So the more you are clear about the objective in terms of communication, the more it will get easy to have the good approach or the creative idea. So what reflect communication objective? We will have like store traffic or event engagement, okay? Or the awareness ratio or the positive sentiment, which is it define a very clear attitude or very clear shift in behaviors or perception, and you can measure it. So that's the communication objective, right? So if you are clear about business marketing communication, you will have the very good problem statement, and that's the very first step to have the good proposal. Okay, so now let's practice it. I have a quiz for all of you guys here, for all the teams here. Now we will pick the objectives below, and you will select is a business objective or marketing objective or communication objective. Okay, I need all of you guys to write down the comments on the meeting chat. Okay, we start with the objective number 1. So let you guys see. To grow market size for intangible cultural products among youth. This one is business or marketing or communication objective. Okay, 10 seconds for you. Very good. You guys get my points already. Okay, very good. I can see the comments here. Yes, this is the business objective. You can see what is the keyword in this sentence. Tell me, what is the keyword in this sentence, in this objective? To grow the market size. Yeah, the market size. So what is the market size here? Yeah, very good. I can see many comments from you. Okay, now you guys are more awake. Okay, the market size means, in this case, that is the audience pool. Okay, from the youngsters who care about performance acts. Okay, so next, that's it, our result, to see our result of the objective. This one, next slide. This one is business objective, correct. Okay, now we'll try more. Yeah, the next one, let's see. To make cultural heritage more accessible and consumable. Okay, leave your comments here. That's it. Objective, marketing or communication. Watch out and don't fall into the trap here. Okay. Anyone who wants to think twice or change your ideas? Oh, I can see many different point of views here. Like communication, business, marketing also. Okay, next slide, please. Let me show you the difference here. Next slide. This one is business objective. Correct. Why business objective? You can see what is the keyword here. More accessible and consumable. This one reflects a long-term or mid-term or short-term plan. Which one? That's a long-term. Okay. And in this case, that reflects the long plan that we can achieve our goal. And make the cultural heritage more accessible or consumable is a long-term challenge. It cannot be solved in just a communication plan for 1 or 2 months. So this is the key point, so you guys can have the clearer communication objective. And when we set the goal clear, we will achieve it easier. Okay, so the last one. Push the desire for new experiences of traditional performing arts among Gen Z. This one is business objective, marketing objective, or communication objective. Leave your comments so I can see. Business. Okay, business. Watch out. Watch out. Yeah, be careful about the quiz. Think twice before you leave the comments. Communication. Push the desire for new experiences of traditional performance arts among Gen Z. Okay, let's see the result. Next, marketing. I can see the correct one. The last one is the correct one. Why this is the marketing objective, guys? Why? Push the design for new experience of traditional but performing arts among Gen Z. In this case, this objective reflects very clear portrait of the audience. They are Gen Z, okay? And what we want to change here is the very clear action and very clear demand or the needs or the expectation from the audience. So this is the very clear marketing objective. Okay, when you want to push the desire, it means you are very clear about the personas or the portrait of the audience, and now you need to change their perception or some stimulate some demands from them. So this is a very clear marketing objective. This is not sales driven. That is not like business driven, but that's reflect the behaviors and the perception we want to change for the specific target audience. So this one is the marketing objective. Okay, be careful. And I think this is the key points. You guys can tell the difference between marketing communication. And okay, next one. The last one. Encourage audience engagement towards cultural spaces or activities. This one is business marketing or communication. Please leave your comments. Be careful, yeah. Encourage audience engagement towards cultural spaces or activities. Marketing. Any ideas? Marketing. I think it's quite difficult for you guys here. And like some communication. What is the difference here between marketing and communication? The more specific, the more measurable outcome you can achieve in a campaign that's related to communication. In this case, you see audience engagement. What is the audience engagement? That's the traffic to the events, or the traffic to the cultural spaces, or the traffic to the activities, or the interactions to the activities. So this one is really specific to change the behavior throughout many touch points of the consumer or the audience. So this one is, next slide, the communication objective. Next slide, please. Yeah, this one is communication. Okay, so you see, it's very difficult to find out the difference, but to remember that our integrated marketing communication is more marketing and communication objectives. It means when you set the goal, it must be the most measurable as you can. Okay, so in this case, social engagement is the key metrics, right, of the communication campaigns. Okay, next please. So remember that IMC plan will focus on marketing and communication objective. So tell the difference between business, the marketing and communication. Okay, in the first round, many of the team define the goals very big goal and very challenging goal. I know that the brief was quite like challenging from the organization and from the society, because that is the like cultural brief or the society brief. But you will narrow down the goals we can achieve in one plan or in one marketing communication plan during 1 year. So these key points maybe have, I hope it can help you to make it clearer about marketing communication and business objectives. Okay. Here, next, it's your turn to do some small exercise. Now, please remember the work that you submitted in the first round, and your team will write down the business, marketing, and communication objectives in your work from round one in the competition. Okay, I will give you guys 5 minutes. This is a self-work, okay? This is self-work for individual, but please remember the work that your team submitted in the first round and try to write down again the business, marketing, and communication objectives in your work. Okay? 5 minutes and I will let you work. So we will see some answer on a meeting chat. Or if you have any questions or you have any like concerns about the difference between business, marketing, communication objectives in your work, please let me know. Okay? Then 5 minutes and we will get back at 7:50. Okay? You can write down in your note or a paper or something. Anything. I think it's quite challenging for you guys. But this is the practice that we can like improve the way of thinking and how to define the problem when we face an integrated marketing communication brief. Okay. Two more minutes. 1 more minute. Okay, time up. I can see one comment here. Okay, marketing objective, achieve average of 1,000 tickets purchased or performance at Vietnam National Water Puppet House in 6 months. Oh, this is very nice. This is very great marketing objective. Okay, any comments? I can see the comments from the horoscope trial. Okay. Okay, I hope you guys can have some reflection about your work submitted in round 1, and we do better in the next round, okay, with this kind of practice or the exercise. If you have time, please do this one at home later, so you can tell the difference between the 3 definitions and help you clearer about the goals that you set in the communication plan. Okay, so we move to the next part because we don't have enough time today. So I will go very quickly about the second part of today, the strategy to creative idea. So what makes a good strategy or creative idea? Next slide. We start with the insight. And I can see many guys of you here have a very, very nice insight in your work. But sometimes it has some a missing point or the same mistake. So we have to define the problem, the key problems when we find out the insight. Okay, so it starts with the question, what makes a good insight? Next slide, please. Okay, we have the formula here, the O and the R. Okay, O or R. So this word, that is the exclamation, right? When you find someone surprising or someone unexpected or something relevant. So move to the next one. We will define what is the O insight or what is the A insight. So O insight is usually an unseen truth about the audience. What is the unseen truth here? The truth, some facts, or some deep dive understanding about your audience. But this one is the unseen one, which means not many one can see this truth about your audience. So these kinds of insight will reflect something very new findings about the audience or the customers. Okay, like it will challenge all of your knowings before about this audience, and it captures the conflict inside their way of thinking or their concerns or their behavior. It captures some conflicts, and the insight is different from the insight. It can be the truth that is always there but not yet spoken. You tell the difference between the two definitions. O means unseen truth. Not many people know this truth. That's it, like the secret, the missing point, or the secrets from the audience that you find out. But inside is the one which is not very fresh, which is not very surprising, but it's true. It's so true that you cannot deny. Like you will shout out, yeah, it's so me. That reflects who I am, who exactly I am. So this one is always there, but not yet spoken truths about our audience. Like it's always there. And when you speak now, everyone will be agreeing with you. Everyone cannot deny it. So this one, some kind of insight, which is not very fresh, which is not very surprising, but it works because no one can deny it. Not many one thinking about that. So this is the chance for us to ignite some behavior or new perception from the users. So let me show you some example from your work. Some team deliver the wow, the oh insight, and some team deliver found out the insight. Okay, example number one. This is from some of the work from one of your teams, maybe not the teams here or the team over there. Some of the team, they deliver the insight like this. I want to preserve and spread good value like jail acts. Although I don't find traditional acts really engaging to me. So, what you guys think about this insight? This is the insight. Like, yeah, that's right. That is so me. Or this is the insight. Like you never know about them. This is the facts you never know about them. Which one? Oh or Let me see your thoughts. Insight. Insight. Anyone else? Insight. You're right. You guys are correct. You see, this is the fact that everyone can accept. And you will find, yeah, that is true. That is so me. This kind of insights is not fresh, but it's good enough in this kind of context. Because, like you want to create a cultural movement, a societal movement. The insight will help you to tell the truth and convince people to change their behavior more easier. You know why? Because when we tap into the truth that nobody can deny, it will leverage the crowd out there, the society out there to move with you. And these kind of insight are better, are easier to reflect your strategy and creative ideas below. Okay, let's see this example number 2. Insight. I am afraid other people does not perceive my cultural preservation actions worthy and impactful to the society, so I delay to act. This is the insight or insight. Leave your comments so I can see. Insight. Anyone else? Do you think this one is like the truth that no one can deny? No more ideas? Maybe you guys are thinking hard, right? Insight. Anyone else? Insight. Insight. This one is the insight. You know why? It reflects some conflicts inside the thinking of the users or the audience. What they want here, they want to do something to preserve the performing arts or the cultural arts. But what they are afraid? They are afraid of their actions or their willingness could not be proven or could not be appreciated by the society. This insight is very fresh and very new because it can reflect something you do not know about the audience.
It's
like
20
like deep
hours.
inside, they have some conflicts, and deep inside, they have some like the fightings inside them that we do not really know. This is the all insight. So make sure your insight is either the O one or the R one. It can create some like emotion. It can evoke some emotion and it can evoke some action you can take. So this one is the O insight. Okay. Yeah, all of the team who leave the comments O insight are correct. The last one. Let's try the last one. Example number 3. I can have more access and engagement to jail if jail can reflect some contemporary reality of life and rises beyond cultural heritage to be a familiar source of fun. This is O insight or R insight. O or R. Let's check your emotion when you hear this sentence. Does it ignite some surprise, or it ignites some willingness to move, or it ignites some someone say em thấy khá ồ à. Okay, I got your point. Any ideas else? Any comments? This is O or is the A? This is O inside. Yeah, you're correct. Because we don't know some unseen truths about our audience. What they love about the performing act. Okay, maybe how beautiful it is, how fantastic the feeling are when they're watching the show. But deep inside, what surprised us here is that our audience also needs something fun. They just need like entertainment and some reflection of their reality life. So this is the unseen truth, okay, from your audience. Yeah, great. All of you here are correct. Okay, so this is the formula to make sure that in the next plan, when you have a statement about the insight, check your emotion or check some other emotion when they hear that sentence. Do they have some reaction like, oh, yeah, it's great. That's surprising to me. Or it ignites some emotion like, wow, it's so me. Yeah, that's true. That's super true. So this is like the formula to check your insight is good enough or not. Okay, so we move to the next one. So this is your turn now. Now remember the insight that you proposed or you found out in the work from round number 1, from the first round, and check what is the O element or what is the A element in the insights you guys proposed. Okay, is that the O insight or is that the A insight? Okay, now check again your work, and we have 5 minutes so you guys can remember what you did in the first round and you can do better in the next round. Okay, we will get back in the next 5 minutes. Okay, and let me know your thoughts here. or a? Does it ignite some surprising thoughts about audience, or it ignites some facts, some truths that everyone cannot deny? You can write down the insight that your team deliver in the first round and will share with us. This is the A insight or O insight. Okay, I see the comment here. Our insight is a all case, but I cannot show our work here, but it reflects a new perspective on the TA. Okay, that's great. Anyone else? This one is the self-work. And I give you guys this template for you to work at home when you have time. Obviously, the practice you can do anytime. You can to sharpen your way of thinking, and you can crack the brief easier in the next time. Okay. Okay, time up. I hope that you guys can have some good reflection, more clearer insights about the insights you wrote down last time. Okay. And now we move to the next part for today. Okay, we have the definition about key objectives from the plan. We find out some insights, formula, the O formula. And now we move to the effective strategy. The effective strategy, we have the two criteria to judge. Next slide, please. What makes an effective strategy? Number one, please remember that a strategy can define some chance or opportunity. Next slide, please. Some chance and opportunity to open up the creative idea. Okay. And they can reflect some requirements of the client brief. So this is the two components of the good strategy. So you check it out now. The strategy you guys proposed here, does it meet the requirement of the brief? Does it reflect some key points about the challenge of the brief given? And does it open up some fresh ideas, some fresh creative ideas following? Okay. And I can see in some of the work from the teams here, we have very potential strategy. We have very triggering strategy, but they could not connect with the key problem we define above in the objectives one. And we cannot show the opportunity how we can thrive the ideas or the deployment below. So this is the reason why you don't have the good result in this part. And this is the key problem we need to fix, and we need to improve from in the next round, or even in the next marketing communication competition. And then last but not least, when you have a successful strategy, next slide please, we will have some checklists for the creative idea. So okay, any one of you here have heard about the book Make to Stick? If yes, please raise your hand. or just drop a heart and then I can sing. Make to Stick. This is the name of the book, the very famous creative book. Any one of you here has heard about this? Make to Stick. Next slide, please. Anyone here? Not yet? Okay, I give you the formula of the good creative idea inspired from the book Make to Stick. You can find out, you can check it out, and you can have the copy on the Amazon or some Kindle book. Make to Stick, it defines a good creative idea will include one or two among these kind of things. Success is the way to memorize the key formula S for symbol. Some of you guys here submitted the work would reflect very, very simple ideas. And I love it so much. I really love it. Some ideas are very, very simple and very can crack the brief in a very simple way. And this is one of the best ideas. I remember the name of the team and they are featuring here in this show today. Congratulations. I remember the name, but I cannot tell you here. But one of the idea that I went through, that's one is very good, the very simple one. Like it cracked the biggest issue or the biggest challenge, but in a very, very simple way. And it's very impressive. Number two, you for unexpected. Okay, if you are not simple, that's okay. But try to create some unexpectation. Some wow, how can they think about this? You create some emotion and you create some expectation. So not everyone can imagine that. This is the formula. C is correct. Correct means it's clear to understand. Don't make it complicated. Okay, I know the brief in the first round was quite challenging to all of you here, but try to think in a simple way. Try to think in a constructive way, and try to think it clearly as you can. And the next thing, credible. You do something, but nobody can think is it feasible enough to do, or this reflects some reason to believe about the performing acts or the good point about this performing acts. So maybe it's not convincing. It must be credible. It's not like a joke or it's like a lie. Okay, and A for emotional. Good ideas, you can see all of the good ideas reflect the emotion so that it can shape the attitude or behavior or some willingness to take action. So emotion is important. And last but not least, the idea can help people imagine a story. Like they can visualize the story. What happens in this idea if the plan can be applied and can be executed. Okay, so this is the formula of success Mark to Stick in the Mark to Stick book, and I hope you guys can share the book, and we have the soft copy or hard copy. Everything is okay, but have a look on this book. It's a very good creative book. Okay, this is the formula. So now it's your turn. It's your turn. Remember your creative idea and checklist which elements you guys have in the creative idea. Okay, you guys have the S element or U element or the double C element or E or S element. Okay, now 5 minutes for you for self-reflection, for self-work, and try to remember our work so we can do it better. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay. 2 more minutes, but I think we can save the time to move to the next part. And if you have any questions, we have saved time for the Q&A. Can you give us a specific example of, let me check some questions. Specific example of this model. Okay, very good question. Okay, we move to the last line. I will show you this one. Move to the slide case study. We move to the slide case study. Next. Okay, to answer the question from one of the team here, give some example about this formula. Okay, so I'll show here the case study. This day, you ever heard of this campaign these days? On the Independence Day, 30 tháng 4. Who ever heard about these campaigns? Please raise your hand. Okay, so let's watch the video. Can you play the video, please?
From TCP.
Okay, this one is the drone show from Red Bull on the Independence Day. Just happened last 2 weeks, 2 months ago. You know, in this case, the creative idea and the executional plan was deployed by my agency, Mango Digital, with the client Red Bull. And in this case, so what's in the creative idea here? You can see the key message chat on. And in Vietnamese, we call hút tới đi. And you know, what reflects the brand here in this creative idea? We have hút tới đi, like, you know, the name, like the nickname of the Red Bull in Vietnam is like bò hút, right? So we have the keyword hút is like a very signature elements of our brand and our products. And we feature the occasion, the special occasion, which is Independence Day, to leverage the hook keyword. And remember, in the Independence Day, many years ago, we have the scene that's a big, like the truck who jump into the gates from the Independence Palace. And in that moment, we see we make the drone show to feature that key moment. And we can reflect the key message from Red Bull, hút tới đi, in a very clear way. So if we get back to the formula of success in the Mac to Stick formula I introduced to you, you can see this idea reflects the S1. The first S, symbol. Symbol here is you just leverage the right occasion. So you can reflect your key message in a clearer way and then push it on the social media, create the big events so the audience will gather and then they talk about it. So symbol is the first one. Hút tới đi stand for bò hút, okay? And some key elements here, we can check it out, like it can create the story, the next S in the Mac to Stick formula. the S1, it means the story. If you can see the performance, the drawn soul of Red Bull, you can remember the story in the history, what happened on this special day, 30 tháng 4, okay, and Independence Day. So it reflects symbol, it reflects stories. That's the two key elements from this case study that I and my team carry out for our clients, Red Bull. Okay, so because we don't have enough time, so we will get back to the key points, but I hope that my answer will satisfy your question and your concern. And if you want to discuss more about this one, save time for the Q&A section. Okay, so we move to the last part of the training day today. The key touch point, the deployment plan, number 4 parts. We move backward to the slide, please. Okay, and I share with you this case study, and I want to reflect some last but not least point for today's training. How we define integrated touch point today in the IMC plan. You know, the touch point, the integrated touch point means where you, which is your brand, can meet your audience or your customers. So that's the touch point, okay? And how to deliver integrated touch point ship today. You know, like not everyone will go outside to engage with the cultural activities or the cultural spaces or our performance acts, okay? In the brief we got from round number 1. But these days, because our audience is youngsters, our audience is like Gen Z, okay? So they spend more of the time on social media or on the digital touchpoints. So the key question here is how we can connect every touch point to one single journey in your IMC plan. So we have here the formula or the framework. Next slide, please. Yes, we agree that we have many touch points on social media like Facebook, like YouTube, like TikTok. But try to remember, this is only the digital touch point. It's because you are competing in a social marketing competition. But it does not mean that every activity will happen online. Okay? And I want to reinforce the message here. Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube are just digital touch point only. The offline touch point is also the key touch point in your customer journey. And if you can prove this is one of the most important touch points in your plan, you will invest on the activity in the offline touch point and try to connect the dots to deliver the same message on every other touch points like social media. Okay, but remember that what makes the integrated touch point work well during your plan. Remember, we have the creative idea from the very good insight and the good strategy approach. So please remember, every single touch point will tell the same stories. Okay, tell the same story. And when we make it talkable on social media, try to think, what is the viral factor from your ideas? What is the viral factor from this offline event or from this offline cultural space or art space? Try to make it talkable, try to make it shareable, and try to make it viral on social media. This is how you can connect the customer in every touch points, and you can tell the same stories so they can remember your single-minded message. So this is one of the key points of the deployment plan. if we have more time, I will tell you many more tactics or many more like formula and frameworks to achieve the most successful IMC plan. But because we have limited time today, so I think this one is like enough information for you guys to equip and conquer the next round in the competition. And this is one of the last points from my presentation today. So now, if you guys still have any questions, just let me know. Or you can raise your hand or just turn on your camera, and then we talk together and make things clearer. Okay, thank you.
Okay, do anyone have any questions? Please feel free to type them in chat box or open your mic so our guest speaker can answer it. Do anyone have any questions?
Okay, I see some questions from the chat room chat. Can you talk more about media roadmap and how to elaborate on it? Okay, that's a great question. How do we know if we have mapped the right customer journey? Very good question. Okay, so one by one. The number one, maybe I will send out some more material about media touchpoint for you guys to have a look at it, because I did not prepare for this presentation today. But you can check out how we map the media touchpoint in the framework or in the deployment plan from the IMC plan. So one tip for you, you remember the customer journey, right? We can define every step in their decision-making process. So try to plug in some media touch point on each step of this customer journey. You know what I mean? Like the first step in the customer journey is like the awareness step, how people talk, how people hear, get the information about performing acts, for example. So try to include some media touch point below this step and do the same with the other steps. So when we deliver the creative idea and the deployment plan, we will follow this media touch point and it will be connected, okay? And it will be consistent from the beginning to the end of the consumer flow. That's the easy tip, okay? And you can check some more like material about the media touch point. Google this keyword and try to find out some templates about media touch points 2024, and you can find out some more media touch point that the media platform can offer. Okay, and we move to the next question. I have a question. How can we make both offline and online tactics effective and connected in our IMC plan? Okay, I just have the answer for you guys. This is kind of same question. Okay, just follow your customer journey map. Include the media touch point in every step, and make sure your deployment plan can include every media touch point during the customer journey. Okay, this is the most easiest way. Okay, and actually in some real cases it depends on the budget, how much you got to execute the plan, and how much you invest in your key hook activity, your key device, or your main activity, and the rest amplification tactics one. Okay, some insights for you guys. The next question: how to clearly determine the campaign's goals, whether the goals need to have specific numbers. Yeah. The answer is your campaign goals need to deliver the specific number, but it depends on the client brief, so you can reflect the specific number, how specific it is. For example, if the business objective is just enlarge the audience scale of the performing act. So we don't have the exact number, how much is the audience pool here, okay? But we can translate this business objective to the clearer communication objective. For example, I want to upgrade the engagement rate up to 200% compared to last year campaigns. You know what I mean? That's the example that you can make the communication goal clearer. And for example, you have the clearer number to reflect how much I want the good reaction or the good attitude or the positive sentiment from the audience after the campaign. For example, the goal, communication goal, I want more than 80% of audience will have good or positive comments about this social campaigns. You know what I mean? So this is specific numbers that you can plan, and you can set the goal for the IMC plan. And as I share with you from the beginning, the more specific you are, the clearer you will do, and the easier you can achieve the result. Okay, we move to the next question. Which parts should come first in a deck, a customer journey, or an IMC plan? Okay, I cannot get this question very clearly, because they say like IMC plan is the full holistic plan that reflect your customer journey, your communication goal, your business idea, your communication idea, your deployment plan. So which part should come first? It depends on the guideline of the competition also, okay? But in common plans, IMC plans, we will include objective, insight, which is customer understanding, and the next one, strategic approach and creative ideas. And the last one, deployment plan or action plan or executional plan. Okay. Next question. Thank you so much. And how to estimate budget without much experience? Very good question among students. This is the same question from my students also. You know, how much budget? You have the 2 tips here to define it easier. I know that you guys here are students, and so maybe it's okay that we don't have enough experience to budget planning. But the 2 key points for you guys to have some more hints, some more clues about budgeting. Try to estimate how much the budget, the organization who sponsor our competition, which is the VIT organization, can offer or can invest in one communication plan. So this is some information from the client or from the sponsor. We need to ask them, okay? Number 1 tip. Number 2 tip, we will benchmark the budget from our the same category challenge or the same category campaigns. For example, when we do in my agency, when we propose or we deploy an IMC plan for our clients, would last around 2 or 3 months, and it has like the impacts on behaviors and perception at the society scale. So it costs around 1 or 2 billion at least. Okay, 1 or 2 billion at least. So you need to have the benchmark. Okay, in your category or in your business scale or in your like industry. It depends on the brand you are taking over. Okay, so that is the 2 tips for you. Okay, I hope that it can help you guys some more clear information. And maybe the last question. How can we set media KPI measurement in our activity? Very nice. How to set KPI? Number 1, please check out KPI social metrics on Google first. First one, we need to understand what kind of social media metrics that the platform, the digital or social platform can offer us these days. We need to understand that one. Sorry, today I did not have enough time to include all of the information about media metrics, but you need to check it out for more information. Social media metrics. So we have to define the key social metrics you want to achieve, and then you come up with the specific numbers. That's the way to define media KPI. Okay, so we have some common social metrics like bursts, total bursts, sentiment score, or like engagement rates, or like the views and click-through rates, for example. So you need to have a good understanding of these basic and fundamental definition of social metrics. And then you estimate based on the budgets we have, for example, 1 or 2 billion. And we scale down, and normally half of the budget will be deployed in ideas and execution, and half of the budget will be included in the media performance. Okay, this is a formula for you guys. Normally, like 50% for ideas, planning, and activation activities, and 50% is for KPI performance. So, based on the budget we have, we will have some benchmark versus our competitors or our view or our metrics. So we will cascade the exact number. But in competition, like this kind of competition we are joining, the judge or the jury, they actually don't care a lot about the KPI performance in the very specific way. You know why? Because what we are looking for is like your fresh way of thinking, your understanding about the issues, and the creative solution to crack it. It's not like how much we can achieve versus regarding the KPI performance. So just relax and feel free to propose based on your understanding, and then we can move on in the next every competition or every plan we do. Okay. Okay. Any questions? But I think that we were running out of time, right?
Yeah.
So, is there any? Oh, okay. Last question. We have
Okay.
time for the last question. Okay. Okay. Let me see I'm happy that you guys have very good questions today. Is there any way to measure the visibility of the campaigns? Okay. Visibility of the campaigns, that depends a lot on your understanding of the background of the situation, and it depends it depends on the experience we can do the execute the creative ideas. But try to remember, before you are a marketer, before you are an admin or the communication guy, you are the audience yourself. Okay, so try to imagine that when you are the user or when you are the audience, are you willing or is it possible for you to join this kind of activity? Or is that possible for you to participate in this kind of cultural space? You know what I mean? So this is the way, the easiest way for you guys to imagine, because you don't have much experience. It's like the how to judge the visibility. So I give you one tip. Just imagine, if you are user, is it possible for you to join this activity or to approach this idea? And the second tip, if you are the client or you are the brand here, Vichi, ah, do you have any barriers or do you have any like something that hold you back to execute this idea? So this one requires you to understand about the brand, about the capability of the brand, about the motivation or the barrier from your clients or your brand. So I hope that you will like it open the gate for you guys to think deeply and to explore new way to approach one marketing communication brief. So you guys can propose and can think many more fresh ideas. Okay, I think that's enough for today, and maybe you guys are sleepy now. And thank you a lot for your thank you for your insightful advice. Let me read the comments. I love reading the comments from you guys. So okay, let me see it. We appreciate them on. Thank you for all of your insightful advice. Okay, thank you. I hope it helped everyone, and hope that you guys can have the better result in the next round of the competition. And see you guys in the final round. Okay.
Okay, Miss Irish, I want to ask a question that what are your thoughts about Picking Point as of now?
Yeah, yes, I am. And last time I joined the competition is the jury from the round one, and maybe the jury in the next round. So I am keeping up with the organization and you guys here. So just let me know if you need any help.
Thank you for your appreciation towards Picking Point, and it's on my honor to have you in our section today. So that is the end of our training section. Before you leave this meeting, can all candidates and Miss Irish please change your background into the training section image and turn on your camera so that we can have a group photo together. And if possible, kindly click the heart icon in the upper right corner to improve the appearance of your photo. Do you have the background? Oh, it's okay. I think it's okay to change the background. I think we're gonna have the group photos, or if the candidates, you guys are not willing to turn on the camera, please click the heart so that we can see that the support in your life.
Yeah, let me see the faces of the 30 excellent teams from Breaking Point 2024.
Heart. Please click the heart. Okay, I think we're gonna take the photo now. Okay. 3, 2. Okay, so much fun today. Once again, thank you so much. I appreciate your participations today so much, and that's really helpful for our candidates. And also, I learned a lot through it. So yeah, I think that is the end of today's sections. And goodbye and see you next time. Goodbye, Miss
Bye,
Irish, and goodbye,
everyone. See you
participants.
again and do your best in the next round. Okay. Hope you get the good result. Bye bye.
We appreciate love. Bye bye.